All right, my friends, welcome back. This is my very first in-depth look at Tails Linux, a Linux-based system focusing on privacy and security. So what I did with this, I did have to install Simple Screen Recorder to record all this. So I'll tell you what, let's not waste any more time and let's dive right in. All right, so the default desktop here, let's go ahead and right-click. Let's find a more friendly or a nicer desktop. Let's go change background. All right, background, and this is using the Gnome desktop. It would appear. It looks like this is based off of Debian. I think it's Debian Buster, if I am not mistaken. Oh, I don't know. Let's go with the simple one. Select that one. All right, looks good to me. Okay, let's move along. Looks like we have a bar at the top panel and a bottom panel here. Let's see, 2 workspaces. All right, nothing unusual here. The usual shortcuts for the Gnome or Gnome desktop. Go to Settings, Bluetooth, Background, Notifications. Looks like these are defaulted to on. Search, Region and Language, Universal Access, Privacy. And let's see, Location Services off, Usage History on. Purge trash and temporary files. Okay, looks good to me. Sharing. Computer name, they're calling this Amnesia. Okay, now what was I saying? Sorry, bad joke. Okay. Power saving blank screen. Looks like it defaults 5 minutes. Power suspend. Network. Devices. Looks like we can scale up to 200%. That would be too much. Night light off. Okay. And the usual here. Printers, removable media, Thunderbolts, color, details about my system, Intel Core i7. All right, looks good enough for me. Let's see here. We have keyboard, open Onion circuits, clipboard, and of course, my simple screen recorder. All right, the calendar. Very good. All right, let's go to the, and some shortcuts here on the desktop. Let's go to the applications and see what we have. So let's go to these one by one. So we have the usual shortcuts to the left, some favorites. Well, the big thing about this, I guess, has to be the Tor Browser for browsing in privacy, or as much privacy as possible. Let's take a look at this and see what we have. Now you can install the Tor Browser, I believe, on Linux and Windows if you want to search privately. All right, welcome to Tails. Tails 4.10. Some changes, some updates, fixed problems, known issues, how to get Tails. Installing from Windows. All right, pretty much self-explanatory here. I believe with this you need, and I'm running this off a live USB stick, so I believe you need at least, yeah, it's right here. You need at least 8 gigs. It says here 1 hour to download Tails. Definitely did not take me an hour. The download size is about 1.2 gigs. I forget how long it took, but yeah, it should not take you an hour unless you have really slow internet. All right, so installing from Windows. Download, install, restart, configure. All right, so some basic information here. If you are new to all this, definitely take a look at this to give you some idea of what's going on. It says here, uses Tails, activists, journalists, domestic violence survivors use Tails to escape surveillance at home. Oh, okay. I never really thought about that. Okay. And of course, whenever you need extra privacy in this digital world, I guess this is used by Edward Snowden. Okay. Approved by the EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Okay, looks all good to me. So let's go ahead and move on here. How Tails works: leave no trace on the computer. You're a secure computer Anywhere to use Tails, shut down the computer, start on your Tails USB stick instead of starting on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. You can temporarily turn on your computer into a secure machine. You can also stay safe when using the computer of somebody else. Yeah, basically what this does is set you up temporarily to browse the internet, and it doesn't really, in theory, it's not supposed to save anything. So Tails always start from the same clean slate, and everything you do disappears automatically when you shut down Tails, unless you change things and choose it to save something. So without Tails, almost everything you do can leave traces on the computer. Websites that you visited, even in private mode. Yeah, if you didn't know this, when you go into private mode in Firefox or what's Chrome, incognito mode, and you think you're private, wrong answer. You're not. Yeah, so don't think you are private in private mode. All right, so files that you have opened, even if you deleted them, passwords, even if you use a password manager, all the devices and Wi-Fi networks that you used. On the contrary, Tails never writes anything to the hard disk. It only runs from memory of the computer. Encrypted persistent storage. I did enable this. When you load this or start this from the USB, it does pop up with a nice welcome screen to set up a password, persistent storage, but that's you giving it permission to do something. And digital security box. Tails includes a selection of applications. Leave no trace on the internet. Avoid online surveillance and censorship. Avoid tracking. Software for freedom. I think you get the picture. So let's go ahead and move on. Applications. Okay, so we have favorites, accessories. Let's go to files. All right, nothing unusual here. Graphics, the GIMP. I use this sometimes to scale photos or create logos for the channel. I do mostly of that stuff online, but yeah, this is a great tool, by the way, for both Linux and Windows. So check it out. All right, let's get out of this. Okay, where are we here? Internet. Electrum, Bitcoin Wallet, Onion Circuits, Onion Share, Pigeon Internet Messenger, Thunderbird I use quite a bit. Those of you who support the channel through PayPal, thank you so much. And I check your donations and your emails through Thunderbird. Very easy to set up for both Windows and Linux. Let's try, this is what cracks me up, the Unsafe Browser. I have a question for you guys. Aren't potentially all browsers, aren't they all like potentially unsafe? Just a thought. All right, so the Unsafe Browser is not anonymous, and the websites that you visit can see your real IP address. Only use the Unsafe Browser to log into a captive portal or browse trusted web pages on the local network. All right, fair enough. A fair warning. This still cracks me up. It's definitely true, but I feel like I want to say, don't be a wimp, use the Unsafe Browser. All right, so the Unsafe Browser is not anonymous. The Unsafe Browser can be used to de-anonymize you, and I think you get the picture. But at least you have an option if you wanted to go this route. I'm just curious to see if this works. Let's try do a search for Total OS today. That address, I guess there's no search built in the... all right, let's try this. youtube.com. I guess it works that way. Okay, it works that way. Yes, and by the way, do not make this #1 computer mistake. What is the #1 computer mistake that you can make? Well, you'll have to watch the video. Okay, so that works fine. Yes, we can close this. Shutting down the Unsafe Browser. Okay, very good. Okay, Libreoffice Suite, very good. This is a standard now, I guess, for Linux, and you can get this for Windows also, I do believe, and it usually works pretty good. Yeah. All right. And let's see, what else do we have? Programming, Edit, sound and video. I use Audacity quite a bit. Browser I use somewhat. I did install Simple Screen Recorder, Sound Juicer. This is, I believe, to rip CDs if I am not mistaken. Yeah, play extract and all that. Okay, I haven't used this one in a while. But it's there if you want to use it. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Sound Recorder. So this is the Gnome sound recorder. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. It appears to be working very good. We can play it back. And it works. Okay, very good. All right, let's move along. Videos. To play videos, of course. I would probably install VLC if it was me. All right, system tools. Hey, Synaptic is installed by default. This is my favorite package manager, my favorite way to install software. Not necessarily designed for beginners, although it's not that difficult to learn. But yeah, I've been using this for quite a few years, ever since I first tried Ubuntu back in 2006. And I still use it. So check out the Synaptic package manager. Let's move along. All right, so delete persistent volume. That, again, you don't have to create this or do this when setting this up. I just wanted to see if it works, and it does. Root terminal, Tails installer, the terminal, of course. And let's see, whisper back error reporting. That persistence, it's here, by the way, to the left. I just wanted to show you this real quick. So again, this is probably not something I would use. Something like this, if I was going to use this, I wouldn't want to save anything. Once I'm done, I'm done. Okay, Tails itself, additional software. Well, let's take a look at that. Yes, I did install Simple Screen Recorder. And let's go to Utilities. Let's take a look at the System Monitor. Let's get out of this. Let's see, 1.9 gigs off a USB, running the recorder in Gnome. Yeah, that sounds about right. CPU usage is actually not bad at all. This is actually running pretty smoothly off a USB. Very good. You can hit the super key, and you can also search that way. A couple workspaces here. And if you've messed with Gnome, you've seen this before. You can also search that way. Let's see, what else do I want to do here? So something like this, there are several ways to install software. You can right-click Terminal. And I mentioned VLC, so let's see. Sudo apt install VLC, password. Oh, that's right. It's locked because I have the other one opened up. Let's close that. Let's try it again. All right. And this should install VLC. You can also install through Synaptic. Well, and we'll take a look at that again in a second. You can see here downloading. The download is actually a little bit slow. Not too bad. A little bit slow loading that, but that's okay. So this would be one way to install software. Shortcut for settings. And this is almost done here. So it's Debian Buster. I'm assuming the stable branch. Add VLC to your additional software to install it automatically from your persistent storage when starting Tails. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to keep this, let's install it every time. Again, I'm just following the instructions, guys. This is all new to me also. So if we go back to sound and video, there is VLC. And let's see here. Let's get out of that. That doesn't look good, does it? I don't know what happened there. Yeah, maybe it's because it's on off a USB, but that looks wonky. All right, let's get out of that. Close it. Let's try it again. That didn't install. That didn't install right, did it? Okay. Well, doesn't look good. It's not scaled right. Anyway, maybe with the full install it might be different. I don't know. Or don't use VLC. Okay. Let's go back to the what did I want to do here? Synaptic Package Manager. Let this load the repositories. So if I wanted to search for something here, VLC, and this will give you a list here, whatever pertains to VLC. Of course, I just want to search directly VLC, and it is already installed. If I wanted to remove it, for complete removal, mark it for that. The binaries for that, I could remove that if I want to, but we'll just leave it the way it is. Apply. We can set this to automatically close. All right, remove VLC from your additional software. Remove it. I guess it's asking me to verify. And yeah, take a look at Synaptic if you've never taken a look at this here. Again, it's not that difficult to learn. But usually with most beginner-based or beginner-focused distributions, they offer some kind of a software center. I don't think I saw it here, did I? Software center. No, just additional software in the Synaptic Package Manager. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, if you're looking for a little bit more privacy and security, now keep in mind that using something like this does not erase you off the web or, yeah, completely eliminate your traces off the web. Once you're on the web, it's hard to erase yourself off the web. However, if you was to use this from now on, this will definitely give you a little bit more, less traces, less tracing on the web. If that's what you're looking for, or if you're borrowing someone's computer somewhere else, you just want to get on the web very quickly and not leave a history or a trace. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with using something like this here. Yeah, I would have no problem personally using something like this. Keep in mind that there's not a lot of software here. So again, if you are completely new, you may want to start with something, maybe Ubuntu, Zorn, something like that to get started. And maybe, and then, what I was trying to say is then you can install the additional software like Tor Browser if you so choose to. Just don't install, I'm sorry, just don't install the Unsafe Browser. Don't be a wimp. Arnold says you must browse unsafe. That just cracks me up, the Unsafe Browser. So you could use a safe browser like Tor to Tor the unsafe web. I guess that's the theory behind it, the logic behind it. But overall with this, yeah, it looks fine. It plays well off USB. I don't have any issues using this or recommending this to someone who maybe a little bit more, maybe not a newbie, maybe a little bit more advanced, intermediate. You may want to take a look at this. But yeah, this plays nice off of USB. So check out the latest Tor, not featuring the Unsafe Browser. Okay, so that's all I have for this one. Join me on the next live event, usually on the weekends, and who knows, maybe I'll take a look at something else. What else did I want to take a look at? There was something else on DistroWatch. I can't remember. Anyway, thank you for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel and some more live events, check out the PayPal and Patreon links below. All of you who contribute to the channel, you're automatically invited to a live show if you so choose to be invited on a live show. You don't have to be on a live show, of course. That's all I have for this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Be safe, be private, be secure, always, no matter what you use. Arrivederci.